Hey guys, very good morning. I think everyone can view my screen, I think so. Yes, okay. So yesterday we talked about actually functions, how to use the return type, and then how to use the method overloading concept we have seen. So today we just have a small recap of the same functions over there. Then after that we jump into constructors today. So first I'll just open a class ABC. Okay, always a class should have a main function to execute. Public static void main and then string arguments. Okay, so how a function can you hear? Guys, everyone can see my screen and then you can hear me now? Okay, sure. So now, how a function will be written? A normal function, static void and then method 1. That's it. Okay. So in case if it is a non-static method, we will not be having the static keyword. That's the only difference. Okay. What is void? Void is a return type. Okay. If I have a void, I don't want to use the return statement compulsorily. But in case if I want to use, I can just use return statement, but I cannot return any value. The same thing instead of void, if I have some other function, static integer method 1. Okay, what will happen now? It will throw me in error. Why? Because this is also method 1 and this is also method 1. Okay, so this will treat as a duplicate over there. Okay, so I need to have a different method name based on return types. Okay, method names will not differ over here. So that's what I'm trying to say here. In case if it's integer is the return type, I need to return an integer value compulsorily. Return 10. Okay, how to call a method? It's simple. It's a static method, so directly I can refer with the help of a class name abc dot method 1. Okay, that will call me this void method, executes the method, and then again control comes over here. The same thing if I give it as abc dot method 2. Now what will happen? It will call me this method to execute this method and then it returns 10 to the place wherever it is called. Okay, this will be changed as 10. That value will be stored. If you want, you can store somewhere. Otherwise, if you want, you can print. So for example, if I want to print it, I can print like this. Okay, otherwise if I want to capture it in a variable, I can also capture it. For example, the value which is returning also what is an integer. So int a is equal to abc dot method 2. That is how we get it over there. Okay guys, this is about return type. Okay, what is a method overloading? Okay, based on method overloadings, we can make sure that actually what our functions be deferred. Okay, this is, I'll make it as return type. Then this one, I'm going to tell you about functions, the concept method overloading. Okay, so we have a class ABC. Always a class will have a main function. Public static void main string arguments. Okay, because if I have a main function, then only I can execute my program. So now void method 1. Okay, right now I'll make it as a static method itself, so I can access formally. Okay, so static void method 1. Then after that I'm going to add the same method name, static void method 1. This will throw me an error. So the thing is, actually what is method overloading concept means, okay, yeah, method will have a same name. Okay, a method will have a same name but different forms. That means it will be differing from based on the argument type. It might be, okay, based on the number of arguments or based on the type of arguments. Okay, integer A double B. Another method is there. This one, instead of integer A, I'll make it as double A integer B. Then static void, this one allow only integer A. It's not compulsory always I need to use A and B, I can use any other variable. Okay, it's just a variable name. Whatever I want, I can use it over there. Okay, so now if I want to call, all are void, so I want to no need to return any values over there. In case if this is integer or something, means I need to return integer value whenever I'm using it over there. That's the thing. So now if I want to call these methods, how I need to call? So all are static methods, directly call with abc dot method 1. Now which method will be called? It will go and call me this method. Same thing, if I want to call this method, I need to give it as, I'll copy abc dot method 1 integer and double. So I need to pass 10 comma 30.50 I need to pass. Same thing, the next method, abc dot method 1, then double an integer. So first should be double 20.40 comma 10. In case if I give both as 10.40, what will happen? Now it will throw me an error. Why it will throw me an error? Because there is no methods matching with actually what double and double. So it will throw me an error. That's the thing. So I need to pass double and integer only. Then next, abc dot method 1, then integer means only integer. I need to pass integer number. This is how I'll be calling. Okay, in case, okay, so mine is a non-static method. Okay, how I need to call the same thing this point of time? Okay, I'll erase all those things. Okay, in case if it's a non-static method, everything. Okay, here integer it will return the value, but here I was not capturing before. Okay, that's the only thing. So now non-static method means what? I need to create an object. ABC obj1 equal to new ABC. Then all these methods I need to refer now only with help of the object name. Concept will be same, only the reference changes now. Method 1. Okay, then the next one, obj1 dot method 1 10 comma 20.40. obj1 dot method 1 comma 20.40, otherwise anything 100.30 comma 35. obj1 dot method 1, then 20. That's it. Clear, guys? This is the only change. Okay, we have to refer with the help of object. That's the only thing. As like what we are doing for the variable, the same thing we'll be doing it here also. Anyone has any doubts on this thing? It's clear for everyone now? So now I'll go to the next topic for you guys. Anyone has any doubts, you can ping me. Otherwise everyone is clear, we can go for the next topic. And also actually as everyone tried the assignments? I think so. Shalini, she has sent the assignment over there. Okay, I think so. Oh, most of them have tried it. I go to the next one. So we are done with the functions over there. So now I'll go with the constructors. How constructors can be used. So constructors are same like methods, but a little bit changes will come over there. How a method will be called, how a constructor will be called, and then how many times you can call a constructor. Constructor can be called in a different way. Okay, but the concept is actually what? Set of statements which are all present in the constructor will be executed whenever it is called. That's what. Okay, class ABC. Okay, I'm going to explain you about constructors right over here. Okay, class ABC. Then always the class will have a public static void main function. So now, how a constructor will be written means, okay, always the constructor name will be your class name. That's it. Okay, how a constructor will be used means, okay, you can write the constructor also wherever you want, before the main function or after the function. Everything is a separate. See, there is no difference in writing. If you are writing it at the top of the main function or below the main function, there is no problem. Okay, always constructor will be treated as a separate block over there. That's it. Okay, so now I'm going to write a constructor. So ABC. That's it. So default constructor ABC integer EA. So what I'm trying to say, okay, same as like method overloading, constructor overloading also is possible. That's what. Okay, so here also the same thing. It differs based on the number of arguments. Otherwise, based on the type of arguments, it will be differing here also. Clear? So this one I'll make it as sysm integer constructor. Integer and double constructor. Okay, how these constructors can be called? Okay, that's what we are going to see. So if I want to call the constructors, how we need to call? Same thing, method means what I refer, static member means with ABC, and then non-static members means with the help of an object, and then I call the method name. But in constructor level, there is no option like actually calling like a method name like that. Okay, whenever you create an object, by default the constructor is called always automatically. For example, if I'm going to create ABC, obj1 equal to new ABC, what will happen this point of time? The constructor will be called. Clear? Okay, this point of time the constructor will be called. Okay, so it will be creating an object. All the global members will be loaded of this ABC class. Along with that, what will happen? It will call the constructor which is matching. Okay, right now I'm not passing any argument here, so the default constructor will be matching. That will be called here. Same thing, if I want to call this constructor ABC obj2 equal to new ABC. Okay, object name also should be different, because otherwise that will also be treated as a duplicate. Okay, so new ABC, and then if I pass 10, what will happen? It will create an object. All the global members of ABC class will be loaded in it, and then after that the constructor which is matching with this one. Okay, that one will be loaded. Okay, so what will happen? This integer, this constructor is being matching with this one, so that will be loaded for us. Clear, guys? Any doubt on this one? Anyone has any doubt? So now the doubt is where these constructors will be used. Why we need the constructors? Okay, so why we need the constructor? That is what now the next clarification we have to do. So there are some set of statements always when I need to create, whenever I create an object I need to do. Okay, those things we'll be using it in the constructors. That's what we used to do. Okay, there are some set of statements whenever I'm going to create an object. That time I need to execute some set of statements, means those informations will be there under the constructors. That's what. Clear? So if you see in our automation level, okay, the real-time example, okay, just again. There is a doubt. How is the constructor different from a method? Okay, a method, what will happen each and every time whenever I needed it, I can call the method by its name. Okay, but the constructor is what means, okay, from my side, whenever I create an object, that time only I can call the constructor. Okay, other point of time I cannot call the constructor. Only when I create an object, that time only the constructor will be called. So that's why the statements which are all required whenever you create an object, if you want to execute those things, those statements you can make it in a constructor. That will be executed by default. So next question. That's your doubt, Nashani? So is non-static method and constructor equal? No. Methods are entirely different little bit compared to the constructors. Whenever you call the method by its name, that time only the method will be always invoked. You want to call the method n number of times, you can call the methods by its name. But constructors are not like that. Whenever you create an object, that time only the constructor will be called. So usually in your program you will not be creating n number of times of objects. One time you create an object and then after that you access all the informations. Okay. So why means when you create n number of objects, the memory space allocated for it will be more. Okay, so more objects you created, more performance will be decreased over there. So you try to access all your informations by less number of objects. So that's why you have to create less number of objects. So based on that, when you're creating an object, there are some information that need to be executed for sure. You will make those things as an constructors. Okay. Sure. Kiran, you want me to explain one more time that object relation? Sure, I'll explain that one. Just a second, guys. I'll make sure I'll unmute. Just a second, Shalini, I'm unmuting you. Yeah, yes, Shalini.
Yes, Murli. So what I'm failing to understand here is previously when we studied static and methods, a
Yes.
non-static method also we used to call by creating an object, right?
Correct, correct.
So here my question is, here also we are creating an object to call a constructor, and there we used to call a non-static method by creating objects. So I really don't understand the difference between how this constructor is different from that method.
Sure. The thing is, right now I'm having a method here. So, for example, this method name is, for example, void sample1. So how this method, sample method, I'm just printing.
Okay.
So how this method can be called over there? Right now I create the object, okay, but I need to call the method by its name, correct? So I need to give it as obj1 dot sample1. I need to call like this. So that time that method will be executed. So can I call this method for 10 times also with reference of that object?
Yes, you can.
But the constructor, can it be called for 10 times?
Oh no, every time you call a constructor you have to create a new object for it.
Correct. That's the difference. Okay, so you are saying whenever you're creating an object, Okay, that point of time alone you want to execute some set of statements. Those things alone you will be having it in the constructor.
Okay.
Methods are like actually what you might be using that set of statements most of the times in your program. Whenever it's needed that time, you will be calling that method and then execute some set of statements.
Okay.
Okay, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Clear now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So then, okay, so this is what the constructor support. Anyone has any doubts? Just a second, someone has raised the hand. Ramesh, you have any doubts? Ramesh, you have any doubts? You have raised the hand. Even the method can also be used as constructors. Okay, the thing is, even the method can also be used as constructors. Here the thing is no. Okay, methods are like, for me example, I'll just mute it for some time. If you have anything, you can just tell me. Yeah. So methods are what means from my side, I want some set of statements that might be used in my program for n number of times. Only those set of statements only you have to write in a method to make sure to avoid to reduce the number of lines of using in the code. Okay, that is where methods are used. Constructors is being simple. From my side, I create an object. That time mandatorily some set of statements need to be executed. Those things I need to make sure to have it in the constructor. That's the only thing. That clears your doubt, Ramesh? Even the method can also be used as constructors. So that's what the difference is. This one. Okay. You decide which one need to be executed mandatorily only once whenever you create an object, and then you might be using it for a number of times. Have it in a method. That's the thing. So this is about constructors. So now next I'll tell you about static and then non-static blocks. Okay, so then I'll just execute the program. Okay, then after that you guys will have a clear understanding. Okay, first I'll just tell you the difference of the constructors, static block, non-static blocks. Then we'll go and execute the programs over there, so you will be having a good understanding. So now I'm going to execute about static initialization block and then non-static initialization blocks. That's what I'm going to explain to you guys. There is another doubt from Ramit. Can we use object one to call non-static methods? Yes. Always non-static methods can be referred with help of an object only. Okay, right now I created two objects, obj1 and then obj2. In both the objects, all the global members, okay, all the members will be loaded, global members. So all the non-static members, variables or methods, everything will be loaded. I can call those methods with help of object 1 or object 2. Okay guys? What Ramesh wants? Ramesh, you have mentioned me once. What is that? I'm not understanding. Can you please cover? I'm not understanding, Ramesh. Okay, you want me to repeat the constructor topic one more time? Yeah, sure. I'll tell you. So, what is it here? So right now, I'm having class ABC. Okay, so always the constructor name will be same as like the class name. Okay, same as like method overloading, we have constructor overloading also. Based on the arguments, I can differ the constructors. When my constructors can be called whenever I'm going to create an object. Okay, whenever I'm going to create an object, that time the constructor which is matching, if I'm not passing any value, default constructor will be called. If it matching with any of the method, okay, that is actually if I'm going to accept any arguments based on the number arguments which I'm passing, that constructor will be executed. Okay, that's what it will do. So objects we will not be creating for n number of times in the system, because objects, if you create it over there, okay, it will be actually what, loading some information. Okay, all your global members will be loaded on it, so memory space will be allocated for it. Whenever it's really needed, that time only we will be calling the that time only what we will be using the constructors. Clear? So that time only we will be creating the objects. So that's why you have to be sure which statements are mandatory for you to execute whenever you are creating an object. Those things you make it inside the constructor. Then, okay, you create the object, that time that constructor will be called for me. So the thing difference is actually what, for example, in my side, I want to, if it comes to my automation level, how my constructors will be useless. Okay, from my side, sorry, I'm going to create an object. So that time what will happen, it will go and invoke me the constructor. So in the constructor, I will be giving all my file names. Okay, all my file name informations I'll be giving in the constructor. So that means where is my Excel data sheet is present, where is my properties file is present, where is my config properties, order properties, like that. All my file informations I'll be giving it under the constructor. So it's mandatorily what will happen whenever I create an object, that time I need to load all this information. Those things I'll be keeping it in the constructor. This is one way. The another way, whenever I'm going to execute my test case, so that time I will be having all my data informations over there in the constructors. So that things also I will be having it in my constructors. Like these informations, I'll be doing it in the constructor usage in the real time of my automation. Okay. So there is a question from Nitya. If we want to use the constructor at first time, we create an object, and at the end again I want to call the constructor. So do we need to create a new object? Yes, obviously. From our side, constructors will be called only once. You cannot call the constructor multiple times. Clear now? So you can call the constructor only once whenever you create an object. So that's why if you're going to use it for n number of times, don't make those statements under the constructor. Make it as a method. That's the thing. That clears your question, Nidya? Yes. Okay. So can I jump to static initialization block and then non-static initialization block? Can I jump over to that? So now static block and then non-static block. So how it will be written? Class ABC. Okay, class ABC. So here the class will have a main function. How a static block and then non-static block will be executed. Okay, I already told what is a block. A block means any information that comes under inside this flower braces. These things are called as a block. Okay, if a block has a keyword before that as static, this is called as a static block. If a block does not have a keyword, okay, only it has a block alone, that will be treated as a non-static block. Okay, so this is static block. This is non-static block. Okay, static block and this is non-static block. That's the difference over here. Clear? So I can add. Okay, so now the thing is, So we have the static block, we have the non-static blocks. Okay, so from my side I can have multiple static blocks and then multiple non-static blocks. So for example, I'm having another block. So this is static block 1. This is static block 2. Okay, then this is non-static block 1. This is non-static block 2. I can have multiple static blocks and then multiple non-static blocks. Okay, this we will not be using in our Selenium, but this might be giving you some little bit understanding of other blocks, how it works over there. That's the only thing. Okay, so here I have this public static void main function over here. So now what's going to happen over here, we will see. Okay, we have the static blocks and then we have the non-static blocks. So execution wise, so when I execute my program, always what will happen, static members will be loaded in the static pool at the beginning. Correct? Before executing my main function, static pool will load all the static members. Same as like that, these static members also, blocks also will be loaded in it. And then the first, before executing my main function, static block will be executed for me by default. Okay, whenever I execute my program, static blocks will be executed by default at the beginning. Execution will happen over there in sequential order. First this block, second this block. Like that, execution will be happen sequentially one by one. That's what here it will be happening. Clear, guys? The same thing, non-static blocks, how it will be executed means, whenever I create an object, that time this non-static blocks will be executed for me. Okay, whenever I create an object, that time the non-static blocks will be executed in sequential order one by one. Okay, that's how this will work. Clear for everyone? Okay, static blocks will be executed whenever I execute my program, by default will be executed. Non-static blocks will be executed only whenever I'm going to create an object. That time that blocks. So whenever I'm creating a next object, another time that non-static blocks will be executed. So static blocks will have only one time execution. Non-static blocks, based on your object creation, you can execute for n number of times. So that's why always we say static members always will have only one copy. Okay, so it may be a variable or a method, anything, it will have only one copy. So blocks also what will have only one copy, only one time the execution will happen for you. That's the main information here. So now the doubt is, what is the doubt means from your side, which block will be executed first for you? Okay, sorry, from my side, which block will be executed? That is, I told you that actually whenever we create an object, constructor also will be executed. I told non-static blocks also will be executed, I told. But which will be executed first means non-static blocks will take the highest preference. Okay, and one more thing, non-static blocks based on the argument that specific constructor, whenever I'm creating an object, that specific constructor which is matching with the argument that will be executed. But the same thing, if you come over to the non-static blocks, anytime, okay, it might be a default level you're creating an object, or if you're passing any argument and if you're creating an object that does not care, always non-static blocks will be executed for any type of object created. Constructors based on the matching that will be executed for us. You guys are clear on this? What is static and then what is non-static and then how it will be executed? Anyone has any doubts on this? So there is a doubt. Just a second. So Kiran, I'll just unmute you. Yeah, Kiran.
Yeah, so you said like static will be executed defaultly when we run the program. So when non-static will be executed in the program?
Non-static blocks, whenever I'm going to create an object, that time the non-static blocks will be executed in sequential order, one by one.
Okay, and also said like static will be executed only once, and non-static with the reference of the object, we can execute multiple times, right, in the program?
No. The thing is not reference of the object. Each and every time whenever I'm going to create a new object, that time the non-static blocks will be executed. Only here also this thing also as like constructor level, whenever I'm creating an object, that time the non-static blocks will be executed. So the difference between the constructor and then these non-static blocks is what means constructor based on the argument match, that specific constructor will be executed. Okay, but non-static blocks, any point of time, any type of variety, always the non-static blocks will be executed for us. Clear, guys?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so.
Oh, sorry, yeah, tell me.
So last question is like, so if I create say 2 objects in my program, so you mean to say non-static will be executed twice in the order?
If you have take 2
objects, yeah. If my program has 2 objects, and so will be executed twice in the order, right? Non-static block will be executed in the order twice, right?
That is first time you're creating an object obj1. That time what will happen? Yeah. Non-static block 1. Correct. Non-static block 1, non-static block 2 will be executed. Then once again you are creating an object. That time also non-static block 1, non-static block 2 will be executed.
Okay, yeah, that's what, yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Model.
Okay, yeah, thanks. So there is another doubt from Madan. Which one will execute first, non-static blocks or default constructor? That's what. Non-static blocks will be executed first, then after that only your constructor will be executed. Next, if there is no object creation in the program, then non-static block will never be executed. Perfect, correct. If I am not creating any object in my program, non-static blocks will not be executed for me. Correct, Ramesh. Is that clear, your doubts? So I'll repeat it one more time so you guys will have a clear understanding. So first, so from my side, class ABC, which is having 2 static blocks and then 2 non-static blocks. Okay, so then I have my main function over there. Okay, I have my main function. So here what will happen right now for me? So 2 static blocks will be, whenever I'm going to execute my program, what will happen? First, the static pool will load all my static members. Correct? So what will happen? My side, first static members will be executed. That means the static block first will be executed in sequential order. Which one is at the beginning? That will be executed 1, 2 like that. Then after that your non-static blocks. So non-static blocks, when it will be executed means only whenever you create an object alone. That time only it will be executed. Apart from that time it will not be executed. Okay, so you're creating an object, for example, scissor main method starts. So here, come in. So ABC obj1 equal to new ABC. I'm going to have like this. So now what will happen right now for me? If you see, first whenever I'm going to execute my function, so what will happen? So I'm going to give so main method reached ABC obj2 equal to new ABC. So this is what my execution. So now we'll see how it will be executed. So first, what will happen whenever I execute my program? What will happen first? Static block will be executed for me. Static block 1. Then static block 2 in sequential order. Then next, what will happen? Sorry. Okay, so first this will be executed, correct? Then after that, now what will happen? Your main memory start to execute. So main method starts. main method starts. Then next what will happen? I'm creating an object. Whenever I create an object, what will happen? The non-static blocks will start to execute. Non-static block 1. Then non-static block 2. Then next what will happen right now for me? Control again comes back to the main function. Main method reached. Then next what will happen? I'm creating one more object. Once again, non-static block 1. Then next non-static block 2. Then next again control comes here, main method ends. This is how execution happens for me. Clear? So there is a doubt. Yes, Sayed. You have a doubt?
Yeah, the question is like if we put the main method above the both static blocks
Yes.
and execution time will be executed and how the
Yes. This is what
sequence.
this is. Got it. This is what your doubt. Okay. So if I understood it properly, this is what your doubt. So this will be here. Then your main function will be at the beginning.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So execution still remains the same out will come. So that's why I told you this one is what means from our side each and everything will be treated as a separate blocks. Execution always goes as per blocks and then execute over there. Okay, the execution sequence will remain only for these two things. Okay, so other things everything separately as per block level it will be taking. Okay, the preference always given to the static members first, then only main function start to execute. Okay, like that only the goal goes.
Okay.
Okay, now?
So
That's
objects. So let's say there is no statements in the main method, then only the static block will be executed and that's it, right?
Come again.
So if there are no statements within the main method, I'm saying, and then you run this, then only the two static blocks will be executed, and that will be all for that class.
Perfect, correct. Only the two static blocks alone will be executed. If there is no code under my main function, for example, if my side, this is what is there. Okay. So that time what happened? Only these two static blocks alone will be executed for me. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just a second guys, I'm getting a call. Just 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes. Hello. Yes, sorry guys. Sorry for the delay. Okay. There are some doubts. Just a second. I'll clarify the doubts. So the doubt is okay. Uh, if there is an object created in the program, the non-static block. Yeah, sorry. Just okay. Static block executes before public static void main. Yes, perfect. Okay. Before the execution of my public static void main, static blocks will be executed. Okay, JVM will take flow from static main. The thing is actually entire program has been executed by the JVM only. It's not only the main function, entire program has been executed by the JVM only. Okay. So then can we call the same static block for public main method and private main method? Can we call the same static blocks? So for example, you're saying actually what, instead of public static void main, can we have private static void main? Okay, any point of time, your side, your static blocks will be executed first, then your main function will be executed. Okay, static blocks is totally different from the main functions and all those things. Okay, can you explain the sequence? Can main be private? I have not tried it. We can try it once in the program. Okay, so the next is, can you explain the sequence of non-static blocks once you create the object 1? So sure, we'll do that. Just a second, someone has raised the hand. Hey Ravik. Hello. Hey Ravik, you have any question?
Yeah, so as you told, like the static block is called in public static void main. Suppose we have private static void main, so whether the static block will again be called in private method?
Sorry?
So as you told, like the sequence of the program, so first the static block will be called, then the non-static block will be called. So suppose if we have private static void main method also,
Okay. Okay.
so the static block will be again called in the private method also, or it will skip over there.
The thing is, always when execution starts over, the static block will be executed first. Okay, then after that what will happen, your main function start to execute. Okay, then in your main function, whenever you create an object, okay, that time what will happen right now, then non-static blocks will be executed in the sequential order. Okay, so still I have not tried with actually instead of public static void main, private static void main I have not used, because it has never been came into my usage of it, because in always in our side we'll know what is it, when you come to the framework level or something Selenium level, we have never used private and all. So I have not tried that one. We'll try it once today. Okay, but the flow remains same.
Okay.
In case if they are able to do the private also, the flow remains same. There will not be any changes on that. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Sure. So now we have this main method starts. Okay, so all those things we executed over there. Okay, so in case if I'm having constructor in these things, okay, how the execution flow, that's what I'm going to show you now. Still now there is no confusions for you guys now. So you have any confusions? So am I clear? Made you understand things? I did not confuse you guys, I think so. Can constructor be static? No, constructors will not have any keywords before that. Constructors are separate. Okay, so there is no static or non-static for the constructor level. Okay, constructor is different. So now what I'm doing over here, we'll see. Okay, see, right now what are the thing means, I'm having here this ABC. So here what I'll do, I'll pass over here 10. Okay, so now how the execution flow happens. Okay, this one for the before program, the same thing now if I'm going to execute it, how the flow will go means. Okay, so first step, what will happen right now for me, first static blocks will be executed first. And executed program, static blocks will be executed first. Static block 1, then static block 2, then next what will happen, all the static blocks are executed. Now main function static execute, main method starts. Then next I'm creating an object. Whenever I'm creating an object, there is a constructor which is matching the default constructor, and also what I'm having the non-static blocks. But non-static blocks is the one which will take priority. So non-static block 1, non-static block 2. So these two things will be executed for me. Clear guys? Then after that only the default constructor will be executed. Why default constructor is executed means, because from my side, okay, from my side, I'm not passing any argument to this object here while calling the things, so that's why. So then again comes here, main method reached. Main method reached. Then after that next I'm creating another object. Here I'm passing 10. So what will happen? This integer constructor will be matched. But before that, non-static blocks will be executed. Non-static block 1, then non-static block 2. Non-static block 2. Then the integer constructor is what which is going to match to that. So that will be called. So integer constructor. Then after that control again comes over here, main method ends. That's it. Okay, this is how the flow goes. Clear guys? Any doubts on this one? So there is a doubt. What could be reasoning behind having static blocks being called before constructor or even main? Because it is built like that actually. What static will have only one copy, okay, and then after that static blocks is what actually what will be executed first over there, because static pool loads at the beginning, correct? Then only what your other informations are being loaded. So that's why static blocks will be called at the beginning. When the static pool is being created, that time it loads each and every memory informations of static members. That time the static blocks also called over there. Okay, so from my side, objects when we are creating, that time alone non-static, because objects are mainly created for the non-static blocks. Okay, it's for the non-static members. So that time non-static blocks will take priority and then non-static blocks will be executed. Is there any difference in memory allocation for static and non-static? So the difference is what means actually what static, what will happen means actually it will have a separate memory over there which will have a single copy. But objects is what means actually what it will have multiple copies over there. Each and every time whenever you create an object over there, in that object the members are being loaded. Okay, each and everything is a different memory. But static, whenever you change over there in any of the places, it will be changed in the static pool. That means it's going to take the same information and then it's going to give to you. It's not going to load a separate memory for you. That is why static members will have only one copy, I told. Okay, size level, that's what I'm saying. Object when you create over there, each and every time actually what? The new informations are being loaded. All non-static members are new. Okay, static members are actually is a copy. That's the thing. Size level, non-static members will take more memory, because each and every time when I create an object, it needs to be loaded newly. That's why we try to avoid more number of creating objects. Clear? So this is what about static and non-static over the blocks. So what I will do, I'm going to give a file just a second. Just 2 minutes, guys. So right now the time is 8. Okay. So once again we'll meet up by 8:10. Okay. We'll have a break for 10 minutes over there. Okay. Before that, I'll just forward you 2 programs. Okay. Just check whether you're able to give me the answer for it. Okay. It's a little bit a tricky program only, but check whether you guys are able to do it. So just a second. I'll just copy paste the code to you guys. I'm passing through chat. Then the next one. Hey, sorry, just a second. Chat is not copying the entire information, I think so. Okay, so sorry guys, actually don't take from the chat. Chat is not copying the entire program. There is some limit, I think so. Just a second. I'll pass it through the question window. Okay, sorry, question window also I'm not able to pass the entire information. Okay guys, you can just come from the break. Okay, then later on we'll discuss. Okay, I'll break and paste it. Okay, I'm gonna paste the first program for constructor. Okay, sure. Just a second. Nilesh will send you the. Okay, I'm just forwarding to Nilesh. Okay, Nilesh will send you the entire information. I'm going to the location. Just try, you guys can just do it. That's it. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask me over there. I have sent a mail to Nilesh. Nilesh will forward you guys now. If you guys have any questions, you can just ping me, or you can just tell me. I can just help you. You guys would have received the mail. In case if you are free, you can just try once. Anyway, I'll be explaining you the second program. Hello, hey guys. We'll start the session. Hello. We'll start the session. Yeah, it was a break. So with. So can we continue? Yeah, sure. Can we have a poll now? Anyone has any doubts, something, you can just ask me. So I just want to know actually what. So is the way I'm just going over there is going in a proper phase, or you want me to increase the speed, or you want me to reduce the speed? I just want to know the feedbacks also, and then if you have any questions, you can ask me over there. So the speed, what I'm going over right now, is it fine? Can I go with the same speed? Okay. Sure. Okay, guys. So I can go with the same speed now. Yeah. So if you, anyone have any concerns on actually for in my way of teaching over there, please give me the feedback. So I'll just correct myself. So now we'll go and explain the program. So I'm going to explain you this program. Okay. So I'll just give you a small recap of this thing. So SIB will be called as static initialization block. IIB will be called as non-static initialization block. Okay, all your static members will be initialized in the SIB. Okay, usually in the real time. Okay, we will not be using it in our Selenium. Okay, in real time world, what they used to do means they will be using it for the initialization. Okay, so you cannot declare a variable over there. So the thing is, we will be using it for initialization. Okay, inside this static local for this block alone. Clear? So you can initialize only here. So that's what we are saying over here. Initialization they usually used to do in the static blocks. Okay, you cannot declare a static variable. That's what. Okay, you cannot declare a static variable over there. Okay, static local variable. You can declare only a local variable. Next, SIB and IIB will be executed in sequential order. Yes, we know. Okay, SIB will be called automatically before executing your main method because that's the one which executes first. Non-static blocks will be called only whenever we create an object in sequential order. Non-static members can be used in IIB without creating an object. Okay, this is an important point over here. Okay, so the thing is actually I already told you that actually what non-static members always can be used only whenever we create an object. Okay, we use without creating an object also. So we'll see which are the places we can utilize the non-static members without creating an object. Okay. So I'll create a new class. I have my main function. Okay, I have a non-static member. Integer I is equal to 10. Okay, so here I'll just create. So here, so I when I give what will happen, it throws me an error. What is the thing? change modifier I to static. That means here I cannot use the non-static member directly. Okay, so we'll see one more thing. Can I make it as private? Okay, so private also is possible. Okay, so the thing is, now I'm trying to create an object. So how we can create an object? Object usage obj1 equal to new object usage. Okay, I'm having. So now if I want to access the I variable here, I need to give obj1 dot I. Now I can access. Same thing, now I have a static method here. Static, okay, then I'll have void method 1. So here I'll try to use SYSO I. Now here also is throwing me an error. Change modifier I to static. Okay, so if I create an object, we'll see. Okay, I'm trying to create an object, then I'm trying to access. So we know how to create an object. Same thing I'm doing. Here I'll make it as obj1.I. So now I can access. Only if I create an object I can access. Now I'm having a non-static method. Void method 2. Then here SYSO I. Now if you see, I'm able to access the I variable over here. How it's possible? Okay, so we'll see. I want to call this method from the main function, means how I will call obj1 dot method 2. Correct? So now I'll run it, see what happens. Just a second. The system got stuck. Just 2 minutes. I'm not able to execute this one. So if it make it as private, if I make it as public, that time only I'm getting my, see, Java application. If I make it as private, it's becoming as a normal method. Okay, it's not becoming as an executable method. Only if it is public, I'm able to execute it. Okay, Java application. Now I'll run this. If you see, it's printing me 10 and 10. So here I referred with object, it prints me 10. Then in method 2, it's printing me 10. How this is possible means, okay, the thing is, this non-static method, how it is called, already I'm referring with an object, correct? So this object already it has the I variable. So that's why this one, it takes the information by default by this object. That's why non-static objects, what happens, that is without referring my object name itself, I am able to access it. Now I'll have the constructor. So the constructor, the same class name will be my constructor. So now I'll just give SYSO I. Here also I'm able to access. We'll see whether it's printing. So I'll make sure I'm printing in from which place. I'm just giving the concatenation over here. So I'll be sure that actually where I'm printing. This one is actually what? Main. Then this one is static method. This is non-static method. Okay, so now I'll print it. See, the constructor level also is trying to print it. Why? Constructor, when it is called, whenever I'm creating an object, that time only I can access. Correct? I'll have the static block. Okay, static block I'll have. Then I'll have a non-static block. So here I'll try to print SYSO I. Okay, it's throwing me an error. Why it's throwing me an error? Because this block is what? Static over there. I need to create an object, then only I can access. Same thing. I need to create an object. That time only I can access this obj1.i. Clear guys? That's where then only I can access. So if it is a non-static block, SISO I. Here also I can access directly because there is no, because already this block is called only whenever I'm going to create an object. That means non-static members, which are the things will be referring over there, all those places I don't want to refer the non-static variable with reference of my object over there. But static members level, okay, static blocks or static method, there compulsorily I need to refer the non-static variables with help of an object name only. Clear guys? Is it clear for you? No doubts for you now? Okay, simple concept. Non-static members can be accessed by default without any object names if it is a non-static method or non-static block or a constructor. That's what. Okay. I'm not sure on how I value for I'm not sure on how I value printed for non-static method. This one. The thing is what's happening over there, how the non-static method has been printed means, so how this method is being called with reference of this object, correct? This object already has this non-static variable also, correct? So whenever I call this one, this method is by default coming from this object level only. So already where we have the I variable, so what will happen? That will be taken by default from there. Okay, it assumes that actually what? In this object we have a I variable, so try to take it. That's what it will do. Clear? In case if I have over here my local variable, what will happen? Then this local variable will take the highest preference. In case if it is not there, so static members, what will happen? It will go and check in the static folder. Same as like that non-static methods, what it will do means these guys will go and check in the local memory of this function. If it is not there, check in the object level whether we have the I. If it is there, it will print that information. That's what it will do. Clear guys? Any doubts on this one? Why static method was not printed? Because static methods, what means actually what? I'm not referring with any of the objects. Only non-static methods I'm going to refer with the help of the object level. Static members always will have one copy. Even if you're going to call a static method with the help of a object level also, that one always will be having a single copy which is there under the static pool. So there we don't have those information. That's the information why static method does not print the non-static members without an object. Is it clear, Kiran? Shalini, everyone, you're clear about it? Or thinking that this guy somehow he made us to understand, and then again this guy confused thinking in that way, yeah? I made it clear or I confused you guys? So I go further. In case if you guys have any doubts or something, please ping me. Okay? Yeah. Sure. I'll explain it. Yeah. I'll explain one more time. So what is that I'm trying to explain over here means, for example, non-static member, okay, how it can be accessed without the object name. Okay, so the what I'm trying to say here means, okay, so static members, how it can be called, always will be called with reference of the class name. Okay, why? Because always static members will be loaded under the static pool. In case when creating an object, what will happen for me? The static members will be loaded in the object. But what will happen right now for me? Only the same copy which is there in the static pool, your reflection only will come to me. Okay, so I will be taking all the information from the static pool and then only I'll be doing. In case if I'm changing over the value of the static member in the object level on the static pool, it will be changed in all over the places. If you have 3 objects created also, in all the 3 objects plus static pool, the static member value will be changed because static member is always only one copy. Okay, the reflection only will be there in all over the places. Correct? So, but in object level, what does that means? Each and every object level will have its own members will be created on it. Now, whenever I am going to call a method, okay, whenever I am going to create an object first, what will happen? All the global members will be loaded. Mainly non-static members, everything will be loaded. So there it will be having integer I equal to 10 in the object. Clear? So now what will happen right now for me? I am going to call this method 2. Okay, so now when I'm going to call this method 2, I'm referring with the help of this object 1. So now it comes to this method, then after, method 2, sorry. Okay, so now it comes to method, then here in case, okay, I don't have anything. So now what happened right now, non-static method I am going to give. So now it searches for I variable is present under this local memory of this method 2. No, I don't have. So if it is not there, this will go and search whether we have the I variable under the object 1 because I referred to object 1 now. So checks over there. There if we have I variable, then it will print me that value. Okay, that's what it will be done here. So static members what will happen? It will be searching in the static pool. Same thing, non-static members it will be searching over there under the local memory. Then after it will go to the object level. That's what it will be done. Clear, Nidya? Same thing happens over there in the constructor level and the non-static blocks also. Because those things also is being called whenever an object is created. So the reference is that object only. That's the main thing. Okay? Okay, Shalini? Okay, Nidya? You guys are clear? If you guys have a doubt, please let me know. Because I'll explain 10 times also, not a problem for me, okay? If you guys have any doubts, please let me know. I'll explain for sure. So now we'll execute this one. So now, okay. So when we assign a value to the static member anywhere, that will be assigned to the static pool. That we know. Because static member actually what will happen when we are assigning, it will be assigned even if in the object level if I assign some values also it will be assigned in static pool. When we assign a value to the non-static member that will be local for that object only. Okay, when we assign a value to the non-static member in the non-static block, you don't need to create an object. Okay, automatically it will be referring that will be assigned to the default level. That means what? It will be assigned to the object level that member. That's what I'm trying to say here. Clear? So now I'll execute this big program. Okay, it's a little bit a tricky confusion program only, but makes you a little bit understand and then make you a little bit confused. Everything it will do. This program. So it's a big program. It will take 1 hour for me to explain. So that's why I gave a break. Okay, I'll explain this. Start this program. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll have my water and come. Thanks guys. So now I'm going to explain this program. Okay, so this one I'm going to explain you as per the memory location level which we have done. Okay, it's a very big program, so we'll try to make it. So what is my class name? SIB IIB will be my memory name. So always first what will happen for me, the static pool will be loaded first, then after that static pool will be loaded, all the static members will be loaded. So what are the static members we have here? The static pool, the same thing 1, 2, okay, first actually, so just again, so first the static int j is there. So right now if you see static int j, it is empty, I have not given anything. So that means by default it takes the default value that is equal to 0. Okay, for integer the default value will be 0, for double the default value will be 0.0. So then we have this static. So how many static blocks we have? Totally 3 static blocks, 1, 2, 3. So 3 static blocks will be executed. So 3 static blocks are being loaded into the static pool. Then next, okay, these 3 static blocks are loaded. Then if I come over here, static void sample. Then after that I have my main function. That's it. Okay, these are the static members. So static void sample method, and then my main function. This is what I have. Okay, but before executing my main function, what will happen? All the static blocks will be executed. Correct? So now first the static block executes. So now what will happen for that static block? Yeah, memory allocation has been happened. Okay, for the static block, a memory allocation has been happened for me right now. Local memory for SIB 1. Okay, local memory for SIB 1. I make it. Then now what's happening? Integer k equal to 40. So integer k equal to 40. That will be loaded now. So first step. Then SIB obj1 equal to new SIB IIB. The class name is SIB. I am creating an object. Now what will happen right now for me? An object has been created. Obj1. So that will be the object name. I'll create a little bit a bigger object because a lot of members need to be loaded there. So what are the members, global members? We have these 3 members. So j value will be what? 0 right now at the beginning. Then m is also what? It will be 0 for me. Will be 0. Then after that what? Static blocks will not be loaded into this object. Okay, but non-static blocks will be loaded. Okay, so which is IIB1, IIB2. So these 2 things are loaded. IIB1 and IIB2. Then next control comes here. Then static void sample and then void sample 1. These 2 things also loaded. So these are the members has been loaded. Okay, so then after that what will happen for me, the static block, non-static blocks will be executed in sequential order. So first non-static block 1 will be executed for me. So come over here. First non-static block 1, then m is equal to 40 I'm giving. So m is equal to 40 means first what will happen, sorry, one more thing, non-static block starts to execute. Now what will happen for the non-static block, a memory allocation will be happened. So that one I forgot. Okay. I'll just create. I'm just trying to create different type of forms over here. Why means to make sure to understand that these are all local memory for IIB1. So then here first the non-static block 1 has been executed, then m is equal to 40. Now it checks in the local memory m is present. No, we don't have anything. So that means from where this non-static block is came from this object. Okay, so this one came from here now. This one came from here. This one came from here. Okay, so now what will happen? It checks over here. Here we don't have m variable. Now it checks over here. Yes, we have, that is 0 over there. So 0 will be printed. Sorry, there 40 will be assigned right now. That which is 0 over there right now, that will be assigned to 40 now. That's what it will do. So 40 assigned. Then system.println m. So what will happen? M will be 40 right now. That will be printed. So m 40 will be printed. So 40 is printed. Then next j equal to 30. Now it checks over here. No, we don't have anything j over here. Then comes over here. Yes, j is here what? 30. Sorry, 0. That will be turned to 30. So now what happened? It turns to 30. Then one more thing. Static member means it will be turned everywhere same value. This 0 also will be turned to 30. Okay, still now clear now? No confusions now? So now this first non-static block is executed. Now local memory which is given for that one is being deleted. Then the second non-static block executes. So now again the second non-static block. So local memory for IIB2. Now what will happen? Integer t equal to 10. So it creates a local memory over there. Then system.println m. So where this has been created, it's created from here now. So now what will happen? From my side, m, it checks over there in the local memory of IIB2. No, we don't have. Then here what is the value? That is 40. So it will be printing me 40. M is 40. Again 40. Then next what will happen? It will print me non-static block 2. So prints me non-static block 2 over here. Non-static block 2 will be printed. Then control comes out of the non-static block right now. Then the memory which is allocated for that one will be deleted for me. Clear? Now again control comes to the place where any constructor are there for us. Right now we don't have any constructors, so constructors will not be executed. Okay, so there is a question. Sure. You want me to explain this program one more time, Nidya? Sure. I'll start from the beginning. Okay. So what's happening over there? First, my program starts. What will happen when my program starts? First, for me, static pool will be created. All the static members will be loaded. What are the static members? J, the static block. 3 static blocks are there. So 3 static blocks are loaded. Then after that, if I come down, I have static void sample and then my main function. So all these things are loaded under the static void sample main, all are loaded under the static pool. Initially, if you see my J value, I'm not declared any, I have not initialized any value. So the default value for that one will be 0 for me. Okay, that's what. So then what will happen right now for me? Static void sample, then main function static is good. Now next step, what's going to happen for me right now? So here, first static block start to execute. So now for static block, a local memory will be created. Okay, local memory for static block a SIB 1. Then int k equal to 40. So that means what I'm doing, I'm creating a local memory. I'm declaring integer k like that. If it comes means that is I'm trying to create a local memory over here. Integer k equal to 40. Then I'm creating an object. Whenever I'm creating an object, what will happen right now? All the local global members, everything will be loaded under the object. What are the global members? It might be static or non-static. All will be loaded along with the non-static blocks. Okay, static blocks alone will not be loaded. All the non-static blocks will be loaded, and then other static and the non-static members. It might be a method or a variable. All are loaded. Then non-static blocks start to execute first. It creates a local memory for IIB1. That is non-static block 1. Then non-static block 1, m is equal to 40. System.println. So what will happen right now? Non-static block 1, m is equal to 40. Now it checks over there m variable is present in IIB1. No, we don't have. Now it checks over there in the object level because this memory is created from that object. There m is what? Right now 0, that will be assigned to 40. Okay. Then I'm printing what is the m value. M value is right now what? 40. So the 40 will be printed for me here in this place. Then next j is equal to 30. Now what happened? J checks over there. Here we have no, we don't have. So now checks in the object. Yes, we have j. That is a static member. Turns here 30, and then along with that it changes in the static pool level also 30. Okay. Then after that comes to the second non-static block, integer t equal to 10. So now what will happen right now? Integer t equal to 10 means creates a local memory in there now. So once it creates a variable over there, value assigns 10. Then m40. I'm trying to print. So what is the m value? It checks over there in the local memory of IIB2. No, we don't have. Now it comes to the object. What is the m value? That is 40. Now 40 will be taken and that will be printed over here. M is 40. Then control comes here. Then j is equal to 30. So here what will happen, right? Sorry, not that one. Sorry. Okay, m is 40 over there. Then non-static block 2 will be printed, and then the memory which is allocated for this IIB2 also will be deleted. Okay, so non-static block 2. So that's what happens till now. Okay guys, Shalini, you have a doubt? I'll just, yes Shalini, you have a doubt?
Only, yes. So in the memory allocated for object 1, right? So
Yes.
we loaded all the global variables of SIB IIB class, right?
Correct. Global variables and methods.
Right. So in that, why do we have the static void sample again and static? Because those are, you said static will have only one copy of memory, right? So it's already in the static pool. So why does it have to be loaded again in the object memory, object 1 memory?
Yes, good question. So that one is what means the same information only has been reflected here. Okay, it's like not a new information. It's like the same information is being taken. It's like a mirror image. Okay, that's
But
why
is
whenever
it
you
necessary to do that? Because there's already an existing copy of that particular variable and method, right?
no. The thing is, for making you guys to understand it, I'm doing in this way. Okay, the original level is what means whenever I'm going to give for j, what will happen means it comes to this object, via object it goes to the static pool and gets the value.
Oh,
But if I have it over there here itself means you guys will be getting confused over there, will not be
Right.
understanding the concept properly. So that's why I'm making it like this.
Okay, yeah. I get it.
Clear now?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So, so can I proceed? Okay, Nitya, you understood? Is it okay? You're able to follow? Yeah, sure. So I'll go further. So we have executed this object. Okay, after this non-static block, it will check whether any constructor is present. No, we don't have any constructor, okay, which is matching with the default constructor. So now constructor will not be executed. Now what will happen right now for me? So control comes over here. Then after that, integer L equal to 30. So now what will happen? It will create me a local variable integer L equal to 30. Integer L equal to 30. So it comes over here. Creates a local memory over here, L equal to 30. Then J is equal to 20. I am trying to assign. So what will happen? Comes to the, okay, J. It checks over here, J is present here. No, we don't have J. Comes to the static pool. Right now it's 30. That will be changed to 20 now. Okay, that will be changed to 20. Then next, what will happen right now for me? System.println J. So now what will happen? What is the J value right now? That's 20. Now 20 will be printed. Then static block 1